look at all the things you've accomplished over the years.
Yeah.
Aren't you excellent? I think a lot of times we think about the short term, oh, this week didn't go well, or this month is kind of
Yeah.
weird, or this year. But like when you think about over the years, all the things you've accomplished, like you are the example that excellence is a habit.
Right. Hey there, welcome to Entrepreneurs with Heart. I'm Adria.
And I'm Sydney, and we're here to help you build a rock solid business so that you can kiss that 9 to 5 goodbye and turn your side hustle into your dream job.
So, if you're looking for down to earth advice from someone who's actually grown a business from scratch to 7 figures, you're in the right place.
We've got the scoop on everything from growing your online presence, nailing email marketing, and even how to build your team without losing your mind.
Right? Plus, we'll dive into content marketing, website hacks, social media tricks, getting more traffic, staying productive, basically everything you need to know to grow your business without going back to school.
So, if you're ready to take the leap and make your side hustle your full-time gig, hit that follow button and let's get this journey started.
Hello, Sydney.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
You seem like you're doing well.
I am.
You are. Before we get into it, you want to chat a little bit about what's been going on with Sticky?
Oh, I have a name for him now.
Oh, what's his name?
So I named him after
Oh,
this
he looks
stone.
just like the Stony.
Yes.
Share with our friends.
I named him after
Let's
this
see it.
stone. It's a sardonic stone.
Oh.
So his name's gonna be Sardonyx. You can call him Sardy for short, or Onyx for short, or Sticky if you want
I would
to.
call Sticky.
And he's just so cute.
Do we know who he is? Have we shared?
I haven't. So he's an albino Tessera corn snake. He's so beautiful. Like everybody else shows off their albino corn snakes or their corn snakes in general. I'm like, mine's better.
He is super
He's
cute.
so cute. He looks like a little toy. Like he doesn't look real. And he's just like me. He sleeps a lot. He's up at night. You know what I mean? And he's just so cute. And then like he's also a little bit sassy, but in a nice way.
Yes, he is.
Yes, I tried to.
He is.
He is. So
he has this little attitude.
He has a little attitude, but he's really sweet. But he's really shy. But he's great, and he's curious too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you guys, the reason that I call him Sticky is because we had an incident where he was in like the little back area of his
enclosure.
He got stuck.
So we call him Sticky.
Yes.
And so that's I think it's a really cute nickname that he'll keep because it's adorable.
It is adorable.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So our last podcast we had Waleed on. It was so good.
It was awesome. It was better than I expected it to be. He had a lot of words of wisdom, you know? Yeah.
Was there anything that really resonated with you now that you think back about it?
Yeah, I think, because I already told you this before, but I think what resonated with me the most was probably when he was talking about the way that he's been able to accomplish certain things or beat certain obstacles in his life is by like taking away those barriers.
Right.
Like when he was talking about going to the gym.
Yeah.
Like, tie my shoe or whatever, like, you know, and then you got like the Velcro shoe or she's just getting at the tie, like making it easy for him to just like streamline and get to where he needs to be instead of making those excuses, having those barriers to get
that was so good. I think that was a response to my question to him about how does he hold himself accountable. That was so impactful.
I think that's really good because sometimes you have to, our inner child is always like still in there.
Oh my goodness, mom is running rampant.
And so sometimes you have to like parent yourself. And so even though that might seem something like what a parent would do to their own child, sometimes you have to do it for yourself to basically hold yourself accountable. It's like little training wheels. You know what I mean?
Yes. And I think that's going to be my action item this week. So there have been a couple of areas that I see where I can fine tune. Definitely my time management, because my brain is like squirrel. So one thing that I've been trying to do is meditation in the morning, really focusing on your breath, being in the present, not letting your mind wander. So that's one thing that I'm trying to do. So I would love to bring you guys along that journey. And then I think I'm going to try his technique on removing barriers too. Just seeing what it is that, like making notes. Like maybe the first thing I'll do is like I'll try like tomorrow just to stay on track. That's gonna be my goal. And then when I see things that would take me off track, to jot those things down. So I can kind of get a list of what those barriers are.
I think that's what I want to do too. But for me, I want to list out things that I like want to do because I really something that's been on my mind I want to do in the morning is I want to go on little morning walks because I like especially with the summer and how hot it be.
Yes.
It's real hot.
It's obnoxious.
Like obnoxious. Like, tell me why. I went outside yesterday at like 9 in the morning, and I closed my doors like too hot because it was like hot and humid at the
Yeah.
same time, so it was literally like sticky. Like you just didn't want to be out there. But I feel like if I like go out when I wake up, like around like 7 or something like that, maybe I can still like take in some good cool-ish weather.
Yeah.
But I want to try doing that.
Mhm.
You know, so like I want to have like a list of things that I want to do for myself, maybe in the morning or like whatever, and from there see what my barriers are from why I'm not like doing them.
Cool. I'm writing this down. Cool. This is exciting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think if there was anything else. There was so much, but I want to see if there's anything else that really resonated with me about him. I appreciate him sharing with us about his family history of entrepreneurship and his parents as well.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was really interesting how open he was. I loved his quote. I can't quite remember what the quote was.
But it was basically
but
saying that excellence is
is
a habit. Mm-hmm.
which leans into this a lot too. So I
Mhm.
love that so much.
I
It's true. It's a
do.
series of steps.
It is, but then also, you know, you can look at it as in a way, because I know at the time I was looking at it in a way of like more of the half glass empty sort of thing of like, oh, I could be doing like better or whatever. But you could also look at it in a way of like, look at all the things you've accomplished over the years.
Yeah.
Aren't you excellent?
Aren't you excellent?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of times we think about the short term, oh, this week didn't go well, or this month is kind of weird, or this year. But like when you think about over the years, all the things you've accomplished, like you are the example that excellence is a habit.
Right.
And I think that's, you know, that's a positive way of viewing
It
that
is very
quote.
impactful.
Mhm. So
I love it.
another thing that I really enjoyed was his background in graphic design and art.
Yeah.
And then the advice that he kind of gave to me saying that like as an artist, you don't really like you are already solving the problem as you are with your skill.
That was beautiful.
And I think that was really life changing for me because every time I would listen to an entrepreneur podcast or something like that, they're always like, oh, make like solve a problem, make yourself marketable. And I'm like, I'm an artist. Like, what does that even mean to make a product that solves somebody's problem? But it's like knowing that you don't really like you show up as yourself and your creative eye is already solving a problem and is already making its mark in this world. Like, that has really changed the way that I view myself as an artist. Like, it makes me feel like I'm making more of an impact than
maybe thought you were.
Yeah.
He was really kind.
He was
If I had to sum
so
him up,
kind, but so wise, so honest, so raw. Like I respect that guy.
Man.
He's yeah. Like
That was a good
it was
one.
because again, like I think what got me was like for this period of time, and even when it came to looking for like a mentor with, because I do have a call with them tomorrow with SCORE, so we'll be able to like follow up. But that void that was still there was that these people aren't artists.
Right, they don't get it.
They don't get it. They don't get like you can't just create new products all the time.
Right.
You can't like in the way like the way of solving problems is different with being an artist. And so I think just having that insight of someone who's creative and even how he marries creativity with science, with math and all these things, I think that was really, really inspiring for me. And,
It was good.
And it was definitely a bigger impact than I expected it to make.
For me too, and I know him. I know how great he is, but just hearing it all, I guess, like distilled within that 30, 45-minute time frame was just great.
Yeah.
And then I think I've observed all the great things that he does, but being able to hear the why behind why he does in his family background, his own history, and it kind of makes sense as to why his journey led him to where he is. Man, what a great guy.
Yeah, I feel like he's an example and for all of us that our stories have impact because for him, he was just sharing his story of like you bopped around careers.
I mean, but the Mattel thing.
Yeah, but and then why he works now for a lot of like small businesses because he prefers it. And so like all that could have just been like, that's just my life. But like that, how the way that impacted us, and maybe hopefully the way that it impacted you guys listening, just shows how impactful each of our stories are, and
even we don't see it.
Even we don't see it. I think that's awesome and really inspiring. So don't be afraid to share your story.
Yeah, that's the takeaway.
Yeah.
Man, good stuff.
Any
All
other
right.
thoughts?
I think I'm good. This right here would be enough to keep me busy
Same.
for real. So I'm gonna focus on writing down what those barriers are. First, like I'm for recognizing barriers first, and then removing them. Keep up with my meditation so I can focus.
Mhm.
I think it's because I have so many things that are going on right now, like so many little projects. Thank goodness Essence is out of the way. We can talk about that
Yes,
more
we need to
later.
have we need to have like a recap.
But yeah, I think really focusing on the present and recognizing what those, I'm sure they're common barriers, like
Mhm.
probably text, notifications, like there'll be common things. So being able to write those down and just remembering that excellence is a habit that I'm building each moment,
Mhm.
each day, each hour, each week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and gosh, I've been reading The Secret. So remember, remember, you are excellent as you are. And
that's
you're
right.
just embodying that with your
That's
actions, but you
correct.
already are that. So
That's
then,
correct.
you know what I mean?
That's
Yeah.
correct. That's
So
correct.
that this is like, we're doing these habits, but we already know we are the bump that come,
That's right.
and so are you. But yeah,
I love it.
yeah.
All right, cool. Let's see how it
All right.
goes. Bye, you guys.
Bye. Hello, friends. So, over the last couple of weeks since we've had Waleed's episode, I have been paying a lot of attention to the things that I feel like are getting in my way of doing the things that I want to do. And I think the number one thing is being on my phone a little bit too much, like social media, and learning how to limit that time, because it's not necessarily that being on social media makes me happy. Of course, I love sharing my art and parts of my day and things like that, but I think it's having boundaries. Like sometimes in the morning, I want to go on walks or I want to go outside, and I notice that I'll end up spending time on my phone, either checking my email, checking social media, or something else. And then next thing you know, I just need to hurry up and get started with like whatever I need to do for the day. So I think that's the main thing that's getting in my way, besides just me needing to just do the 5 second rule, the Mel Robbins 5 second rule, and just get out of bed, because also it's just hard for me to get up. But I know that the first thing I do when I wake up is I hear my alarm from my phone and I go for my phone. And so that's something that I want to work on. Although over the last couple of weeks, I have taken a moment to just like put my phone down, and something that's really helped me do that is filming literally everything, because I have to film on my phone. So when I'm filming, I can't use it. And I notice that because I'm filming myself being productive or doing something, I'm way more productive. I film a lot of like my painting processes. That's a painting I'm working on. It's me. Um, and just all kinds of things. Even if I'm not going to post it to a vlog or whatever, it just really, really helps me a lot. I think also something that helps me is having some sort of other distraction. So lately I've been listening to my audiobook a lot, and that's been helping me get through it. But yeah, I just noticed that's my number one thing. I think another thing that I hyperfixate on sometimes is my pet snake, and just getting overwhelmed and anxious because I'm an anxious news pet parent that just wants to make sure that my pet snake's okay. And so I noticed that I'll end up fixating on that, researching about that, like instead of just like letting it be. And I feel like me over hyper fixating on something can sometimes make the situation worse. So that's something else I've noticed I hyper fixate on. I just tend to get distracted in general, but I think the biggest distraction is my phone, and then next biggest distraction is probably my pet snake, because he's so cute and I just want to be the best pet parent ever. But I also feel like a pet snake thing will slowly subside over time, but the phone thing has been like a constant thing, and I can just only imagine how much quicker I can get out of bed and how much more productive and how much things will be more enjoyable. So what I think I want to do in the future is start making plans in the morning, because if I know I have to be somewhere or do something, I'm going to do it, and really sticking to those. So maybe not just spending all day in my room painting or working, maybe working at a coffee shop, because I can take paint with me. I can't take these gigantic canvases with me, but I can take other projects that I'm working on, client work, like things like that with me, and not just be cooped up in my room. And it doesn't mean that I have to be out all day, but maybe knowing that I scheduled a coffee date with myself in the morning, or I'm painting at the park in the morning and it's something that I look forward to doing, something that will get me out of bed, um, may help, along with like I enjoy filming my process. So along with that, I think that might help. But I think we'll just discuss all of this tomorrow, when we discuss our findings. And I'm excited because I just feel like that's the biggest thing. Oh, another thing that I feel like gets in the way, but it is productive, is me doing the dishes, because it's my job at home to do the dishes, and those things be piling up. So whenever I come upstairs to even just get like breakfast or something, I notice like I have to streamline to the dishes because that bothers me. But I feel like that's productive. Like it takes me like 10 minutes to do, and I don't know, but I just thought I would put that in there. I feel like I just get really distracted, but again, the biggest distraction is my phone.
Good morning, Sydney. How you doing? Don't lie.
I'm doing good.
Are you?
Yeah, I mean, in theory, there's
Yes.
nothing wrong.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm doing really well, just on a little bit of like the emotional side, but
Yeah.
like I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's just like if something happens, I'm gonna be very, very happy for you, and if
Yes.
something sad happens, I'm gonna be very, very sad with you. So
I get
that's
it.
where I'm at right now.
You should be sure this week to take the magnesium and cherry juice stuff.
Oh, does that help during like?
Well, it definitely helps with anxiety and calming
Mhm.
things. So, and maybe for you even during the day.
What makes me
Don't reserve
sleepy?
it. Yes.
What makes me sleepy?
But
I want to be sleepy.
Yeah.
But
So you guys know, I should link it probably. There's a way for me to do that, right?
you can just
Okay.
yeah. It'll be in the
Mhm.
description.
Yeah, leave a description of this magnesium powders, magnesium and L-theanine. I think it's magnesium and L-theanine,
You make it, it's like a little potion.
and you mix it with cherry juice, and it really helps just level you out. It helps you sleep better at night, so it's become part of my routine. Shout out to Operation Nikki
Yay!
for all the things.
That's awesome.
Okay, so what's up?
So I guess we're following up from like figuring out what do we call the
Resistance points.
Yes.
From
So
the episode with Wally.
yes. So I realized, well, I kind of already knew, but I had a couple of resistant points. I think the first thing is like my phone situation.
Yeah.
But something that's been helping me a lot, and it's become like a double productive sort of thing, is that like I noticed that if I film myself doing something, my phone is out the way, but I'm doing something that I want to do, and I'm being productive, and it's contributing to something that maybe I'll post, like a vlog or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's been really helping me get away from my phone. I think the issue now is like not letting it be the first thing I get on in the morning.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So that's been a resistance point that I'm working through, but I'm really happy at least for finding a little bit of a solution for like filming, because that's really fun, and then like watching my process on my projects and stuff is really fun to see too.
Cool.
Another one is just like my snake, because
because
I'm an anxious snake mom, so I just want to make sure
she is. Oh my goodness, with the snake.
Yeah.
Oh, Charlie.
Oh, his name's not Charlie. but yeah, so I think that's been a little bit of a resistant point, because like first thing in the morning I'll go and check up on him and make sure things look okay and things like that. And sometimes if I'm confused about something, that can turn to like a little rabbit hole of me like trying to figure out what's going on, you know. But I think that just needs to I think that will relax with time, as I find that everything is okay. I think right now it's just like I'm still learning, and I think in those times you have another creature's life in your hands. It can be very like anxiety inducing sometimes. So I feel like that one.
And he's doing great. You're doing a great job with that.
Thank you. But yeah, so I think that one is something that will subside with time. But so I'm not sure. I haven't really found a solution for that, besides just like reminding myself, maybe having a set amount of time that I check up on him in the morning. Just knowing, oh, wellness check, he's right there.
Right.
All right, keep it moving. He's doing okay. You know what I mean?
On that note, I love that. Again, shout out to Operation Nikki. If you're not following Operation Nikki, she's amazing on Instagram with all kind of tips for productivity and cleaning and self-care, like all the things.
Mhm.
So this little cube is so cute because you just plop it down and it sets a timer for you.
Oh, nice.
So I'll use it, and I'll talk about it more because I tend to have, the squirrel brain and going down rabbit holes and things like that.
Mhm.
So what helps me is like plop it down, 30 minutes. I don't know why I didn't beat. It's supposed to be.
Is there a battery?
Yeah, I may have to turn. Yeah, whatever. But you there
There
you
it
go.
goes.
There you go. So you plop down 30 minutes, plop it down 60, plop it down 15. So then you can set like, okay, so say in your case, okay,
I want 10 minutes.
I want 10 minutes for the snake, and then that's it, or 15 minutes for the snake or whatever. And that's been really helpful for me because I've noticed that I go down those rabbit holes too.
Yeah, and I just want to be able to like take time to prioritize other things, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because not like those things aren't important, but I think also that could be helpful with like that hour of social media time at night or something like that.
It's been really helpful for me for those tasks that I don't want to do, like checking email.
Yeah.
But I know I have to do it. So I'm like, okay, for the next hour, this is what I'm going to do. And when the alarm goes off, I'm done.
Yeah.
And this kind of motivational. I think I need to see if there's anything, but I'm sure that it's like adrenaline related or something like that. When you have a race, like I'm going to beat the clock type of situation.
Yeah.
Because what I'll usually notice is that the task that I don't want to do, the alarm will go off, but I'm not done yet, but I'll still finish. Because by then,
proud of yourself.
And I'm proud of myself. So that kind of kicks in where I've never stopped. Yeah, I've always finished it, regardless of what the time is. So it's kind of like a hack.
That's really cool. Like just a way to get you started.
It's a way to get you started.
I like that because it reminds me of like if for someone they would set like a 5-minute timer just to clean their room. You know what I mean? Just because they don't want to do it, and it's been something that's just been put off. But then, like you said, like after the 5-minute timer goes out, they're already like in the rhythm. They put on some good music.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that's really, really cool.
Yeah.
I think that's a really cool procrastination hack too.
It is, and the reason I love, so you guys can see the little cube. The reason I love it is because it's so simple. Pick it up, plop it down. You don't have to because for me, if I get to my phone and set the timer, there's that one more thing. If I'm on my phone now, I'm gonna go down a rabbit hole.
I'm distracted.
Right, but just being really intentional about it has helped.
That's awesome. That makes me so happy.
Yeah, it's super cheap.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. So that's like something that we can all like just check out. Yeah, I think that would be just for me. It kind of reminds me of like school when you have like different periods, like first period, and like all your classes are like an hour long or something like that. You know what I mean? So you're like, if you plan your day in like periods, like first period we're working on this, or first period is PE time, or whatever. Exactly. Then you can feel like really accomplished because you're going through those periods, but you're not spending too much time because it's like whatever you didn't get done in that period goes to the next day that you have class. Okay, today we're resuming what we were working on yesterday. So I think that's really cool, and I think it can make your day feel a little bit less daunting. Which is, I know this wasn't the topic of the episode, but still,
because it's a way to get past that resistance point. You know what I'm saying? Or to allow yourself to participate in it, but know that there's a strict cutoff.
Yeah, and that's so cool because like you kind of mentioned it as in like you setting the timer on your phone was a resistance point.
Yeah, exactly.
This was a solution to that.
It's a solution to that.
Cool. So speaking of resistance point, what were yours?
So I wrote a few down. The first one is, and I'll let you know how I overcame some of these as well. Waking up on time was one, like is wanting to snooze. Text messages was another for sure. Phone calls. Lack of planning prep led to my squirrel mind. So when I don't look at my calendar for the next day at the end of the day to see what I have coming up, then I wake up and I'm like in this anxiety mode, like what do I need to be doing, which leads me to get onto my phone, which leads me down the rabbit hole.
Right.
So and then cleaning. So I get up in the morning and I see stuff, start picking up stuff and doing little things. So I'll tell you how I've kind of helped out with each one of these. Is definitely not perfect. My devotional has helped me with a lot of these yesterday.
Wow.
So it hit me with the work as unto the Lord.
Okay.
And so like when you're working, because I'm fortunate and so are you, that we are the CEO of our own company.
Mm-hmm.
So I really don't have a boss,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
So the working as to unto the Lord put into perspective that God is my boss.
Mm-hmm.
And so it really holds me accountable. And me thinking about the same way that I have a one-on-one with my staff, and how they're probably kind of in panic mode a little bit, making sure they want to have all the shit together, right?
Yeah.
Me imagining if I have a performance review with God, what's he gonna say?
Yeah.
So having that extra pressure in the back of my mind causing me to get my ass about the bed.
That's pretty good.
It was intense, but it really worked. It's like, okay, he's holding me accountable.
Mm-hmm.
And what also helped too, and I don't want to go down a rabbit hole on this, but there will be some poor performers on the team, or some changes that I know I need to make, but I want to give them like a second chance, because I'm nice. But when I think of it that God is the boss and me, I'm the manager, and I have to give an account, then it's like, I don't want to have to go to God and let him know that I allowed a slacker to stay on the team. And so that makes it really clear to me when I'm wavering over a decision, to make it makes it really clear, like, just go, because I'm like, this person wasn't cutting it. Here's what they did, A, B, and C. I decided just to take them off the team.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's been helpful anyhow. But back to that. So having that as an overarching theme has helped me not spend too much time on these things that would be a distraction. But like for text messages, having my watch has helped out a lot with the text messages. And it's because it won't allow me to rabbit hole, because it only shows me that text message.
Not like all the messages.
Not all of them, because that's what would happen. What would happen is that I would get a notification, I get to my phone, all bets are off once I pick up the phone, But with this, I see that text message, respond to that text message, and then moving on. So that's really helpful. Keeping my phone away and just having my watch has been helpful.
How has the phone call, have you figured out the phone call situation?
The phone call situation, it's been a little tricky. So, but I still haven't found a situation where what my mentor said would not work, which is send people to voicemail. And then if it's important, they'll leave a message. And then setting myself a block in the day to check messages. Because it's true, like, because I had a couple of really good phone calls the other day that I was glad that I picked up, but still, could they have been answered a couple of hours later? Yes.
Yeah.
So I think the hack for that is having on your calendar the time that you're going to check your messages. Yeah. So you know that it's not like
all the time, like anything
all the
goes.
time, right?
Yeah.
But if it's an unknown number, sending them to voicemail.
It goes back to like what your mentor was talking about, like just not letting everyone have direct access to you too.
Right.
Because
yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's been helpful for that. And then like a planning prep, like the last thing I do before I go to bed or when I'm signing off for the day is look at the calendar for the next day and seeing what's going on. That has really helped. I have not found one for cleaning. I'm thinking the timer is going to be a good one. I may need to get another one and bring it downstairs.
Is the hard part cleaning, or is the hard part stopping cleaning?
Stopping cleaning, exactly.
Okay.
Because it becomes a rabbit hole.
Yeah, so definitely the timer. Because you have those couple hours that you give yourself in the morning that are for yourself.
Right.
So maybe allowing yourself to have like 30 minutes, because it just depends. Like, you got to think, like, this is my time. So, you want to go to the gym, do your devotional,
right?
Watch the garden answers, then go out to your garden because you watched the garden answers.
Right.
So now maybe that leaves you 30 minutes or however many minutes,
right,
to do some spot cleaning.
Yeah, the issue is that, so I wake up and then I see stuff as soon as I wake up. So I wake up, I open the door, right, to go, and my purpose is to get the coffee, to start my devotional, all the things. But I wake up and I'm thrust into the situation where the pillows on the sofa are on the floor. That's where the bun leaves them.
Yeah.
So I immediately pick those up. And then I go to the kitchen and maybe like the counter isn't clean, or, and just like picking.
Yeah.
Picking. So I do think having the timer
will be good.
As it's hard for me to say, okay, I'm going to wait until my time to do it. I have a
Yeah.
hard time doing. I think the
But,
timer could help.
but yeah, I think at least like if you know it's like a thing you're gonna do first thing in the morning,
Mhm.
regardless, just knowing I'm
Yeah.
not gonna spend too much time on
Right.
this.
So
Yeah,
I'll try it.
give that a try.
Yeah.
Because I think in the vlog I mentioned that doing the dishes was one of my resistant points.
Is it? Yeah.
But
Tell
I
me.
don't know. Like I feel like it's not like if like it's a good thing to do. It's gonna be there for me no matter what. I have to do them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But like every time I come upstairs, it's a give or take, man. Like today the sink wasn't that like there was
Yeah.
like a spoon in there and like a
Right.
cup. It was fine. But sometimes it's like all piled up
Do
the
you have
day
anxiety
after.
when you're walking up the stairs?
Because I literally have no control over this. Like I literally don't know what to expect. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So then I guess now so sometimes I come upstairs not expecting to do the dishes, but there I am doing the dishes because it's just right there in my face.
Would it help if you empty the dishwasher before you go to bed?
See, I think so, but the thing is, I usually load the dishwasher at night,
Yeah.
and then it's like midnight when it will be done,
That's what I'm saying.
depending. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if I want to. I see. But maybe I could try that, or just accept like your cleaning thing, accept that it's just gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
like maybe it's just a thing I do in the morning. But I'm telling you, like it'll be anytime I come upstairs up for lunch, dishes are looking some way. Like I do them because it gets to me.
Yeah.
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 You do a great job with the kitchen too.
Thank you. I just like it to look nice, and plus, if we have guests over, it's.
I know we always have somebody over.
Yeah. So I think that's one of my resistance points. But like, I don't think it's nothing like because I can tell with you is you were cleaning the whole outside the other day. Like it started with the doors, and you're out there on the.
Right, you saw me, right?
I did. I'm like, okay, see. So mine's like that. Mine literally sticks to the dishes, and then I feel really good about drinking my morning coffee because I did something productive already this morning. So I think it's a little bit different.
It is a lot different. Mine is yeah, you have a firm stopping point.
Yeah.
Me,
it's like anything goes
until my meeting. Like
you'll clean the fridge if you can get to it.
I will. I've done it before.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have.
Yeah. So we're gonna try the timer. But this was great.
Yeah.
And all these from this is just like from Wally, just like a snippet.
Yeah, but I really feel like that's some really good advice because I think it forces you to like be mindful of yourself, of your habits.
Yeah.
Even if it's going to take you a minute to really make that big change because change happens over time.
Yeah.
I think just like forcing yourself to acknowledge what your habits are. Are you spending your time wisely? Because I know it's going to sound so like grim, but like our time, we don't get to live forever.
Right.
We are not in this era of our life forever. Like I'm not going to be in my 20s forever. So I think it's more of like making sure that we're spending our time wisely, doing the things that are important instead of doing the things that can wait and aren't important and will always be there. Like social media for me will always be there. And I think it's really important to being a successful person and a happy person.
Agreed.
Yeah.
On to social media, can we get back to that really quickly?
Yeah.
Have you thought about the timer?
I've thought about the timer, and I know all sites have been saying that I should do the timer.
Yeah.
Something that's been helping a little bit, like the filming has been helping because then after I'm done filming, I don't know. But then, after I'm done filming, then it's like, what's holding me back? You know what I mean? Because after I'm done filming, then I like edit. I get so happy. I'm like, oh my god, I filmed this whole thing. I get to watch myself like paint or whatever, and it's really, really fun. If you're a painter, you should definitely do it. And then I get to then I'm like, oh yeah, this is my posting time. I'll post it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then I just sit there and I wait. I'm like, you watch my video.
That's awesome.
But so I think the timer will be helpful because then I could be surprised later on. I'm watching my video. And so just like comments coming in like, oh my god, how do you doing? I really enjoyed the time too. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm also talking about like the timer, like app timer on your.
Oh yeah, the actual app timer.
To keep you from scrolling.
I think I need to do that.
Yeah.
I need to do that because honestly, there's sometimes I don't even really like being on Instagram like that, but there's sometimes where it will somehow I'm here. How did I even get here? Like
the amount of time that I'll spend on social and just not realize the hours have gone by.
Yeah,
it's not okay.
Or it's just like like I know I'm actively trying to do something else, but my thumbs, my mind's telling me no.
But my thumb.
But my thumbs are telling me yes. So it's like, and then I'll notice it and I'll close the app again. Like, why are we doing this? It's so sad. So I think, yeah, doing the timer on the phone. I think that's gonna be my action item, especially like for Instagram. I feel like that's the only app that I have a problem with, because I feel like maybe even Threads too, but TikTok, I've never, maybe all of them, just so I don't resort to another one. But yeah, Instagram's definitely a problem. Again, it's not even like I enjoy being on there.
Yeah, the app timers helped me a lot.
Really?
I set for 30 minutes.
And it just closes it afterwards?
What's great about is that, I don't know, I'm sure iPhone does something similar, but it'll give me a notification when I have a minute left.
Oh, nice.
It'll say, okay, we're about to pause this in a minute, and then it'll just go gray and turn off. And then if you try to turn it back on, it'll turn off. Of course, you can go and override it, but it's like you go through.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, so it's good.
That's good. And is it just like, does it reset every day?
Yeah.
And is it like 30 minutes, like cumulative?
For the whole day?
Yeah. So like if you spend like 2 minutes on in the morning, you still got 28 minutes for the rest of the day.
Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah.
Because then you can feel really good about yourself. And also there's more fun things to do than just be on social media, by the way.
I highly recommend it. I do. I think I may have overwritten it one time, but I won't go through. I'll be like, you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think that's gonna be really helpful.
Oh, you want to do it now?
Yeah. How do we do this? We go to settings.
Go to. I don't have an iPhone, but we're gonna do it together. So go to your Instagram app. Oh, I'm sorry. Go to settings and then your Instagram app. Is that how it works?
I guess. Let's see. So profile. You tap here, and there was like what? How your activity? Have time spent. Okay. Daily limit.
There you go.
And then let's say 30 minutes.
There you go.
Turn on. Okay, that's on. I wonder if you can do it for like more apps.
Yeah, what's cool about Android, like each app has, I don't have to open up the app. I can do it within settings.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is, I'll have to figure out how to do it on like other apps. I'm sure TikTok has one.
Yeah, are you on TikTok a lot?
What?
Are you on TikTok?
No.
But Threads, though?
I'm on Threads a good amount. I think I'm on Threads probably. Okay, so what happens is I'll probably open up Instagram and be like, I don't like this, and I'll go to Threads. And
got it.
Because
why don't you look it up then? Let's do it. Let's just knock it out.
I just gotta find screen time.
Okay. There it is. Have we passed that before?
Ew.
App limits.
Okay. Where is it? Here? App limit.
And then you choose.
Let's see. Social. Let's just say social. There we go.
There we go.
I want to do just like.
Yeah. And then you take the other one off of this, so you can keep it on too. But there we go. That's it.
Look at that.
Yeah. Cool. Isn't that great? All right, I'm gonna do it for Instagram as well. I'll show y'all how to do it. It's very similar.
Or for Android.
I'm gonna start for Android. Yep. All right, so what you do is you go to settings. Very similar. I need to reset it up too, because on the weekends I tend to let myself have more time and I shouldn't.
Yeah.
So Instagram, you go down to screen time. So I've been on 37 minutes a day. That's it. App timer, 30 minutes. There it is. And then for me, chess.
Aw, that's at least some like.
It is productive, but it's too much. 38 minutes a day already. It needs to be an hour. 1 hour.
So would it be bad for you to let me play chess on the weekend more because it's productive?
Yeah, that would be great. But man, do you know how much time I spent on chess the other day on the weekend? Guess how many hours? You're not even gonna guess.
A lot of hours. Like
7.
Whoa.
7 hours.
How do you do it? It's a marathon.
It was awful. It was awful. It was awful. I want to see, let's see if it'll screen time. Will it show me? Like, look at this. Saturday,
what's that?
5.5 hours.
Wow, you really like to play chess.
It's a lot. 6 hours, 33 minutes.
Call that a hobby.
So bad. So it gets 7 hours on that last Sunday.
Why don't you use
Become a chess master?
well that
Okay.
I mean you're already putting in the hours. But I was gonna say, why don't you just use the one that moves the chess pieces?
Oh, one downstairs, like a live one. Yeah, I don't. I'll get into a phase where I'll be playing more.
Maybe like
Yeah.
that way it can be a compromise because then you're like really moving you're not looking at a screen. I think isn't the issue just like you really looking at the screen?
I don't know. I think the issue is that I'm spending too much time doing something that's not terribly productive.
Yeah.
I give myself to play chess more time than on Instagram, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I make on the weekends 2 hours, but
5 hours.
7 hours one day.
I'm just saying, like
It's giving a full-time job.
It's giving right. It's giving
10 hours.
It's giving you should be a grandmaster. Like what's going on?
And sis is not.
And what's going on? Okay.
Right. And why are we doing this?
Oh, but that you know what? I don't know why. I just feel like that's like so wholesome though, because that's like a really cool.
I think it's like anything has their limits, right?
Yeah, like spending forever painting and never sleeping or never doing anything else.
Are you speaking from experience? That sounds real authentic.
I really love painting right now.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know why I've taken this long to become a painter.
Are you a painter now?
I'm a painter now. Like I signed up for murals. I'm like, look, y'all, like I think I can really do this. Like but I feel like that's just like as an artist, I feel like you just have your different things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think because most of my my work is digital,
Mm-hmm.
now I feel like this need to like branch out and do something by hand, to like mix my own colors. Actually,
yeah,
you know
that's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
I think it's cool. So I think what it boils down to, we can wrap this thing up, is that most activities in and of itself are fine.
Yeah.
It's when it becomes an obsession or excessive. That's like any habit, right? Anything, even drink too much water. People say
working too much,
sucking in too much air. Did you know?
Really?
Yeah.
Wait. How do you suck? How do you suck too much air?
Just saying.
Oh my god.
Just saying.
Yeah. Everything has limits, which is why it comes back to just knowing your existence points
and being
mindful of how you spend your time, so you make time for everything that matters, including the hobbies that you love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And watching Leaf Notes.
Or Entrepreneurs with Heart, because we have them, and so do you. Is that your slogan?
That's our slogan.
We have them, and so do you.
With that, are we signing off?
All right. Yeah, I think so.
Let us know your resistance points in the comments. Love to hear from you guys.
Until next time. Bye. Guys.
Thank you for listening to Entrepreneurs with Heart. If you're watching on YouTube, drop a comment below and let us know what your takeaway was. Or if you're listening, take a screenshot and share it on social media with your takeaway. If you would like to leave us a review, head over to your favorite podcast app and give us a 5-star rating. This will help us reach more small business owners like yourself, and your feedback helps others find our show.